Hello, everybody. Welcome to Community Board 8's Youth Committee meeting. My name is Cesar, and I am the chair of the Youth Committee. It is 6:35 p.m. and we're going to get started. I'm going to pass it over to Karen for introductions.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody, or good evening. I'm Karen Walker, a member of the Youth Committee.
Good afternoon, good evening. I'm Nicole Lewis, and I'm also a member of the Youth Committee.
Yeah, good afternoon. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm just visiting. I'm actually from CB4, and I also am on the Youth Services and Education Committee. So I just want to, see what you guys do, and I won't be staying too long, so don't worry. Just to basically, just to get another familiarize myself with other boards and what they do, and that's just about it. So I'm glad to be here. I'm glad it's on Zoom, so I didn't have to come out and go and visit in person. So glad to meet everybody.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, pleasure to meet you as well.
Thank you.
Going to do our roll call. Cesar, present. Karen.
Present.
And for Nicole, this is actually a bit different because of how Zoom meetings work. If you are on Zoom without ADA compliance, you do not count for quorum, nor can we vote.
Okay.
So yes, it's the acknowledgement that today that this meeting is not going to have quorum.
If we need to have quorum, I can come. I'll be 15, 20 minutes.
I don't think there's anything we're actually voting on today.
You're not feeling well. It doesn't
but
make
it's
sense.
okay. It's okay. I mean, I'm not like on my deathbed. So it's okay.
So that one is up to you. The only item that would need a vote for is the approval of the minutes, which can always be tabled for the subsequent meeting.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna get myself together. I'm gonna make sure my kid is applying to her scholarships, and I'll see you all shortly.
Are you sure? Because we may be fast.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm saying like this may not be a long meeting.
Okay.
Okay. Want it to be like you're rushing over here. I just wanted to state that up front that this meeting will not have quorum.
Okay.
So, okay. So, and I'm mainly saying that because of the next item is approval of committee minutes, because we do not have quorum. We will not be approving at this one, but do want to ask if there are any corrections or changes that do need to be made. So for our next meeting, we can make those edits.
Okay. Oh, motion.
We don't
need a motion to table it until next time. Oh, okay.
Okay. Just wanted to know if there was anything that you want to edit.
No.
Nicole, is there anything that you want to make edits to? For the minutes?
No, not at all.
Okay. Next meeting. Okay. Next on this agenda is chairperson report. So some of the things that have been going on both in district, out of district. One, we do know that you have started hearing back from the summer youth employment program. And again, one of the big difficulties always is SYP is 100,000 seats for the 5 boroughs, which
It's not enough.
It is not enough, but we do know that some of them have been hearing out, and also if you do know of any youth that have applied to specific in-district program, we can also connect them
Okay.
as well if they have not heard back yet. Additionally, we do want to say that the budget or at least the youth committee's portion of the budget has been submitted. This is stuff that we worked on a couple months ago, but it has been submitted. That due date passed the end of last week, and it was submitted for funding towards additional funding for SYP and those related resources and all of these are under expenses. So an expense for SYP, an expense for the Changing Futures program, Universal Community Center, expense for respite programs, either for youth with special needs or for at-risk youth. And there's one more that I know that we submitted. Well, I submitted everything months ago. No, so, and oh yes, and the Spanish report for organizations in the Bronx that are doing work around gun violence prevention and education, especially given what has been going on in this district as well. So all those have been submitted. Next steps for those include the budget committee meeting again. So each of the chairs and the officer positions will meet to actually go over and discuss the budget and the ranking of the budget as well. So all these will be implemented in FY 28. So not this upcoming year, but next year those will get submitted. We'll hear back. And that is a large gist of how that budget process goes. And for organizations, a lot of organizations in district are ramping up towards SYP and towards summer programming, especially because universities are having their graduations now, and high schools are just finished or mid APs, just getting ready for their own respective graduation. So this next month and a half is very active for all the schools and students as well. So that concludes my section of chairperson's reports. And going into our unfinished business, we have our final works for the youth resource guide. Unfortunately, the actual guide version was not pulled up, so I have to figure out how to pull that up on this specific email. But one of the things that we also said we were going to be that was going to be worked on, and thank you to our Vice Chair Reynoso for working on this first go through of the brochure version. The screen sharing as well for the people on BNC as well.
So I just have a quick question. I'm sorry to interrupt. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, that was a good question.
We still have an opportunity to do edits, right? Because there needs to be some edits.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, this is we still have time for edits.
Okay.
And that's like what part of what this time is for. This is like a first draft of it. So I also have a copy right here so that we can take notes, make those edits for this version as well. So let me get started on to look at documents in full. So hopefully, you are able to see. I'll be scrolling down to the next page. This one.
I like the colors.
I like the colors too and the design, but there are a couple of edits. Are we gonna do it tonight or when we get together the next meeting to include additional resources that we're gonna look at to see?
I think for right now, we're gonna just name the edits,
Okay,
because I have to send them a PDF version for all of these. So if we name the edits, I will be able to
okay,
make some of those
okay,
changes in real time as well.
okay,
And then we share that with everyone for additional comments.
okay.
Yes, but sorry, on the plus, as we said, colors.
Mm-hmm. Colors are really beautiful.
And then for to you.
So here where it says join Bronx Community Board Youth Committee. Bronx Community Board proudly represents the diverse communities of Fieldston, Kingsbridge Heights, Marble Hill, Riverdale, Spuyten Duyvil, and Van Cortlandt Village. Those who reside, we need something because those who reside or work here, inclusive of all races and ethnicities. I would say all races, comma, ethnicities, comma, gender expressions, comma, sexual orientations, plural, ages, religions, disabilities, national origins. It's not parallel in terms of, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then,
Sorry, I'm going to scroll up. For folks on the Zoom, you can see where the section that you were speaking about specifically. So,
I just have a really silly question, but I think colors are gender neutral. But do we want to maybe switch some of the colors? Like meaning make the youth resource guide, the blocks, this mustardy color or this beigey color, and then have the salmon color be, less prominent? Or do you all think it's fine the way it
That
is?
might be cool. I get what you're saying.
I guess we could play around and see which one looks better. Does the beige look better or the mustardy look better as the primary?
yeah, we'll play around with some of these designs.
And then on the second page, pantries is plural, and it's IES. I don't know that we need Bronx. We don't have it anywhere else besides Christchurch, Riverdale. And is friendly Kingsbridge one word like it is, or does it need to be a space between friendly and Kingsbridge?
Yeah, that one's most likely a typo.
Okay. And then community center, I think we just need to be consistent. Are we going to say comm center or just write out community center? I think we have enough space to write out community center. And it is capitalized here. In other places, it's not. But I'll go to that. Okay. Friendly Fridge BX. Okay, that's the address. We have a period at the end of Parkway, and we wrote out Parkway up at Henry Hudson Parkway. So we need to be consistent. And I don't really think we need the period. Everybody knows that's an abbreviation if we go with the abbreviation. located on the sidewalk around the corner from the last stop off at, okay. And again, we don't need Bronx, New York, because that's implicit.
Yeah. Yeah, but I will say, I do think for this one, it is necessary to have the descriptor of where it is. because
Yes.
It's not as obvious.
Yes.
Say this also to
Yes,
our friends from CB4.
yes, I agree with that. What do you think, Nicole?
Agree. I agree.
And then mental health services, if you need immediate medical assistance, please dial 911. And I think we should say if you are considering, if you have suicidal thoughts,
This is a false ideation.
do people know what ideation means? But whatever. I mean, we need
Yeah.
some other language that parallels if you need immediate medical assistance. For the suicide. And I actually think that, so the Hope Line and the Trevor Project, I think we need to separate sort of the medical, the suicide, and the domestic violence stuff so that there's spaces between them. So, because it gets kind of clumpy here. And the Trevor Project, I think we should say mental health crisis. And maybe that's what we say. If you need immediate mental health attention or assistance, please call blah, 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 the suicide. Something like that. And Hope Line, is that how it's done? Hope and then line lowercase like that?
I'm still looking.
Let me look it up. Yes, it's all capital for hope, and it's one
Okay.
word.
And then line is lowercase, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but this one I will say we should also put a preface on what that.
Yes, what it is, because I think it's confusing a little bit.
Yes, because I know like the New York State Hope Line,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that is also related to like gambling and other services as well.
Right.
Which is.
And then under community centers, we need to take the period out. Oh, by the way, it looks like we're skipping. Are we doing a full line or skipping the line? Because we do both. I know this is really picky, but I am a lawyer. You know how we can be. Okay. This one. Here. You see how we skip right there? Nicole, under pantries.
I don't know if that's just related.
The L, because the Y is hanging down?
Yeah, because in community
It does it too. And then it does it in employment too.
Yeah, so that might
So
just
then
be.
we have to figure out what we want underlined, what we don't, because mental health services is not underlined, but the rest are.
Yeah, and mental health, the font is different. The font size is different from, yes.
So we can eliminate the line, but I don't mind the line. So it can be, it's either for me.
Yeah.
Yes. But
Okay.
On the thing, like I do think it's just the Y itself.
Yeah.
Is
and
the
the P,
font.
because the P drops down too, like that.
Yes.
Yes.
Like I know it's just not.
But we need to make the mental health services font consistent with the others. And I don't know if they're all the same. Now that I'm looking at community centers, it looks bigger than food pantries and mental health. And mental health looks like it may be a different font, but I'm not sure. Or just bolded. It might be bolded. Let's just be
I think it is
consistent.
bold.
Okay. And we could do that too, bold them instead of underlining, whatever you all think looks better.
Yeah, that's something that we will send additional copies in
Yeah.
with all the recommendations out. Again, just because we have to submit the PDF version.
Yeah. And
Same thing. We use like parallels. If we need or somebody we don't not need to put Bronx.
right. We don't need to put Bronx here again under the community centers for Riverdale Community Center. And we should capitalize community and center. And then we have the hours for the YMHA, the YW, the YMYWHA. But we don't have the hours for anything else. And actually, we said
Hours
it's
for
open.
everybody, or just leave it out?
I think if we're going to put the hours, we need to put them for everyone. And I just would do, Riverdale Community Center, the address on one line. We don't need Bronx. Then we do 718 or the hours. And then I think we should do the number and then the hours underneath is the last thing. But the WHA has different hours on different days. Like it's closed on Saturday.
Yeah.
It closes at sunset or whatever time on Friday. And yeah.
Yes, I think for that one we might be better off with phone numbers, especially because some of these places are open at different times for different reasons. So like for instance, Cambridge Community Center opens very early, but it's like it is open early because it is like the
So just the name, the address, the website, and the phone number.
Yeah, if we have the website, that would be good too. Yes, we can get the website. That's easy.
Yes. Yes, all of these, like most of these I have on the docket. It's on the document itself.
Yeah.
So that will be a quick add from one to the other. I will be the one that points this out. Scholarships here should be changed to awards.
Right. Awards, right. And we should take off the numbers or have numbers. Like 1, 2 here, and we don't have 1, 2 anywhere else. And we should take out 2026 and just say the comeback because it'll be every year.
Yeah, those are yearly awards.
Right.
And our item on here is just SYP.
Mm-hmm. And then the Department of Youth and Community Development needs to be, and it needs to say NYC Department of Youth and Community Development.
Yeah.
And then here
this part we should edit the
yes. And then we say click is a capital, and then after on step 3, and we decide whether we're going to do step 1 with the space or step 2, 3, the way 2 and 3 have it. Yeah. And in step 3, the second sentence, as we use then in the first sentence, we should then say, next, you will answer the questions instead of then. Okay. This also, if we do the line, this extends too far. It goes beyond the
There's also a typo. Once it should be you are in step 1 under resources. I can't read the top line, but where we're at currently in SYEP. Yep.
Yeah. If I have it noted.
Once you're on the Department of Youth and Community Development, scroll down and click on what?
So maybe click on apply is up there, or you scroll down and then maybe, is that the same click on?
Okay,
Sure.
so I'm gonna make a suggestion.
Yes.
I'm gonna suggest you scrap this section.
Okay.
Partly because of the fact that if these are things that will be printed, there is nothing for people to click on.
Okay. But how about leaving steps on how to apply, or see, this for steps on how to apply, or
Yeah.
4 steps on how to apply, not join. See,
Yeah, to actually go here.
Right.
To see what this, yeah, because it will just lead you to here.
it'll be a hyperlink. This will actually be a hyperlink.
If it's printed,
no, it won't be a hyperlink. But if we are distributing it,
yeah, if we're gonna do it digitally, then yes.
okay,
Like if we're gonna keep like in digital copies,
yeah,
yes, but generally no. But it's useful still, with the caveat that this has when SYP opens.
right. And this one, I like that we have, the NYC, but then it says for 2025, and that might confuse some people.
Yeah. Yes, and I will state the other thing that has to be added here is the QR code.
Which part are you looking at?
Oh, sorry.
That the picture,
This
Okay.
and also there's another issue with the picture. Did we get this young person's permission? What you call it did, but I don't know. Can we just replicate it without asking DYCD?
I think we are able to.
We are, okay.
Yes.
Okay, but it's just weird because it says 2025. I wish that it just said
Applications are not open.
Right, for NYCs. Okay.
Yes, I don't think there's any of these that will have that, like they always will put the year on it as well, just so people know which year you're referring to.
Okay.
But yes, but the other place is, because there is, also looking at it now, all of these are on different elevations.
Yeah. But that's not, meaning, yes, they're not on the same plane.
Yeah.
But it kind of looks, to me, it kind of looked nice because of these squiggly things. It made it seem a little asymmetrical to me, but.
Oh no, I'm just noting it now.
Yeah.
But yes, so the other thing that will be added is realistically like here, and this is like trying to figure out where is probably the best place to put it. Like, so for instance, if it's here, it's gonna be like a QR code that then leads to the.
Maybe we should put the QR code there, like
Yeah, I would say on one of these sections.
Yes. Nicole, you see what we're talking about?
Yes.
So because we have a QR code that we still need to put on, it's very much the idea that the QR code is going to go here, and that will lead to the guide, which, in realizing that the guide was not open prior, I'm not going to type into my email right now.
So can we do 2 QR codes?
Huh?
One to go directly to SYEP and another QR code just to open up the guide?
Okay. Is that going to get confusing though?
I mean, we can put.
I guess in placement, we can put it in 2 different places. Like the SYEP can go here, and the for the guide can go at the top in the middle or in front, because I'm assuming this is a trifold, so it can go somewhere in the front.
Right.
Yeah, this is going to be a trifold.
Right.
Or the version that we have printed are not in trifold print.
Okay.
But yeah, but these will ultimately be trifolded. So.
Alba, you still with us?
Oh, yeah, I did that joke. Yeah, but when it's trifolded, it would look like this.
Yes.
The youth resources would be in the front, and the back would be the
SYP
the way that this layout is, it would be this was,
in the back. Okay, so then we would have the
and then join your community board would be the middle fold,
okay.
and the middle side would be like the middle would be this page as is exactly. The front would be this. Would be this page,
Right.
and the back would be this.
And can you just say again, Bronx Community Board 8 Resource Guide at the top?
Yeah.
And can we make the Yankees picture a little bit smaller and put the QR code here?
Yes, yeah, this section can be edited so that we can put, because also this, if we will add the Bronx Community Board 8 onto it,
This is really small. But here, where we say Community Board 8, we have a space between the dash and youth, but we don't have a space between 8 and the dash. So either way, like don't put a space between youth and the dash, or put a space on between 8 and the dash.
Okay.
Okay.
Nicole, question. Given that you have a high school work,
Yes.
like, what do you feel like this is missing? Of like, for this to be like truly like usable, like, because again, the people that will be receiving this bullshit, if we are going places, like the one side is the youth, but the other side is, because we also acknowledge youth don't tend to pick up a lot of things in tables.
Right.
Nicole?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, did I miss something?
Sorry, that might have also been our internet cutting
Oh, okay.
a little bit. But I was asking, so given that you do have you do have a high school student, and we acknowledge that very often for stuff like this, that while some youth are also gonna will be grabbing the brochures, it's also we're gonna acknowledge that their parents were also gonna be grabbing the brochures as well. What do you feel like is missing for this to be like, oh yes, a usable?
Let's see. I can ask the teenager.
Yes, that is also like.
Hold on, let me grab.
I never really had to wear these reading glasses, but now I do.
That's a different.
I can see it, but it's just slightly blurry, not really, but slightly. It's better with the glasses.
If we are going to change the font size on some of these, because we acknowledge in most of these they should be at least 16, like font size 16.
I think font size 16 is going to be too big for stuff to fit on here.
Yes, that's for me.
Yeah, what font size is this? Because I think this is probably the biggest we can do for the.
Let me double check on the Canva right here.
Maybe we can
Okay, I am back.
Okay, that was fast.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Anais. Can I say your real name?
Yes, you can say my name. You don't have to say I'm mommy's daughter.
Okay. I'm Nicole's daughter.
Hi.
So, say hi, that's Miss
Hi.
Karen.
Okay, hi, Miss
And
Karen.
that is Mr. Caesar.
Hi, Mr. Caesar.
Hi.
So what we're working on is a community resource guide for the youth. And what's going to be in it are things that youth may need access to, but don't necessarily know how to get to. So these are our categories. Gives you the opportunity to join the community board. Remember, I told you you can join the community
Yes.
board. This is going to be a trifold. You know, like when you do your flyers for BSU. I believe this is the back, and that's the front. And I need to see the second page.
Yeah. Let me just.
So those are the resources that we would be showing you how to access.
Okay.
Food pantries, community centers like karate, SYEP or other employment opportunities, mental health services. If scholarships are available, the ones that we specifically are able to bring to the community, those are here as well. Tell me what you think of the guide, or share with us what you think of the guide.
I think it's pretty informational, but maybe you could add more resources. Like,
Well, these are the resources that we know.
yes, that you guys
What
know,
resources do you think
Sorry.
are missing? Because
Wait,
I
sorry.
see.
I want to give
Go
a
ahead.
point of clarity. So one of the things that's missing is the QR code that will go to like the fuller guide
Okay.
as well. So these are like a couple of the resources that are available, and there will be a QR code that lets people go like, okay, like, hey, here's like a more expansive list of like opportunities for you. Here's like a list that has like the legal services. Here's a list that has some more like of the in-district mental health services.
And so, to your point, I was just thinking when you said that, I think that's a great point. We maybe should say that under the QR code, that this QR
Yes,
code,
I agree.
yeah, would lead you to additional resources.
Yes.
This list is not exhaustive. Something like that.
Or like for a continued, continue the list or continued information,
Yes,
please scan the QR code.
right.
What do you think of the colors? Because I think they look pretty too, but for it to be a little more neutral, do you think we should switch the pink to the yellow and have the yellow be the pink? So do you see the guide? This part would be the yellow, and then these parts would be the pink.
I think switch it to the yellow. Something about the yellow would give it a better pop.
Okay.
What did you say, Anaya?
I said maybe you should switch the pink to the yellow because it gives it a better pop.
Okay.
Pop of colors.
Yeah. I think so. The big question at the end of the day is that I always have is this something that you would actually grab and use?
Would you actually grab it? Like if you saw that, let's see, if you saw that at MMCC, or if you saw that while we were out shopping or something, and it was advertised as a guide to resources in your community, specific to this community, our area. Would you pick it up, or would you say, I don't.
I think I would pick it up, but if you really want somebody to pick it up, it has to be a change in colors because.
So if it was yellow, you would absolutely pick it up.
Absolutely pick it up.
Why not pink?
You want to get colors that are bright and make people want to look at it. Like it has to.
I think it's pretty as is.
Yeah, it's yellow would just do better, especially now.
You think the yellow would do better because?
I think the yellow would do better because it's just bright at the moment. Like
so, it's more eye catching than the pink.
That's the word I'm looking for. Eye catching.
Okay.
The yellow on your screen,
it's like a mustard.
It's yellower than the one on the actual paper. The one on the paper is more mustard.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a lighter.
This is
Yeah.
more mustard, like it's a little deeper than what you're seeing.
Yes.
No,
Do you still agree then? If you know that now it's gonna like look at this color. It's gonna be more like this than the bright yellow. Keep the pink. She says keep the pink.
okay, so keep the pink unless we have a yellow actually more indicative, like a brighter yellow. And we'll play around with these and we'll share these out as well. I need to stop sharing for a second, or not stop sharing. I need to pause this recording for a second because I am going to type in my email. I do not want that on the YouTube recording.
Okay.
Well, there seems to have there is a problem with the link, and it seems like the link that I had sent earlier to the board office is a broken link. Yeah, so we will not be displaying it onto this Zoom at this time for this presentation. Yes, there are a lot of edits here that will be made, that will be shared. I will be finalizing within the next couple days. We share out to the committee so that we can get these final edits done and continue along for the summer and for the next upcoming year as we do outreach. And yes, closing that round of unfinished business and now looking at new business as we look up for the upcoming year 2026 or 2027. One of the ideas brought up by the vice chair, who is not here right now, to actually discuss it, is a joint collaboration between Bronx Community Board 8 and We Are Theory 9. I know they're trying to always host basketball tournaments, and they're going to be hosting basketball tournaments, especially just going to be more like how do we engage youth where they're at, you know, that they hold basketball tournaments, how do we support, how do we make sure that youth are engaged, and especially with our Parks and Recreations Committee, having done work with the Sedgwick Park through Washington's Walk and We Are Theory 9 for renovations around that park, and but also not limited to which I should have mentioned this in my chairperson's report, they are trying to add one of the community libraries into that park.
Okay.
So looking at stuff like how do we support to make sure that youth are more engaged in both the civic processes, meeting them where they're at, but also ensuring that like, hey, like if you're having this little library, we know that we probably want, or that's like, hey, like we should be supporting to make sure that like you have more access to books and other pieces of literature.
Okay.
But that is something that we wanted to consider as like, hey, since we know this is going to be happening during the summer, doing one of those summer events where we're doing in collective outreach and making sure that the youth and the partner organizations know, it's like, yes, like the youth committee is here, here's some of the stuff, and here's some of the things that we're going to be working on next year.
And for the books, how are we giving them books, the youth books? Are we donating used books? Are we purchasing new books?
The youth library, the community library is like, that is a thing that's just getting resolved of what are even not the legalese, but like the mechanisms needed to put one in a public park.
Right.
That was a conversation that the National Youth Walks Coalition has had only this morning.
Okay, which coalition?
Washington's Walk Coalition, which it is a coalition composed of groups along the 4th floor Independence Playground to the Strong Street Playground.
I think you froze.
Okay, thank you, Nicole. We will acknowledge again for the recording that signal is a little unstable right now, so at times it's freezing just because of the connection cut off. But I was saying, Washington's Walk Coalition is a group that was composed, and this coalition composed of organizations along Washington's Walk, located in the southern part of the southern and most western parts of the district. And one of the works is after a separate playground that they are looking to install a community, like one of those little community libraries. Parts of this conversation as we are engaging with the, like, should we let go and do this work, more expansive works with We Are Theory 9, should also be hearing from the youth what kind of books they are interested in reading. So if folks already have like good quality versions or like better condition used versions, that we can be making sure that those can be put into the library as well. I do not believe that we have funding that we can use, especially for this period transition, but also reaching out to other folks as well. It's like, hey, what resources and books do y'all have in these respective categories?
Yeah, the reason I'm asking is because at work I did a book drive. We preside in the youth court. We did in the youth court, and so the youth part of the criminal court, and so we did I really just canvassed my friends and came up with a gazillion books, brand new books, youth, and consulted some youth, and they came up with the list of books. And we could do something similar to that. And I do happen to have a friend, I'm going to talk to her before I offer her up, who is a general counsel, so the lead lawyer of a major publishing house, and see if they would donate books.
And I will say this is also a way for us to engage some of our award winners as well, to see it's like, hey, like, which books would you like? Y'all are interested, y'all engaged, or active. What kind of books would y'all want to see? But we also have the youth that actually showed up to the press hearing for the renovations of the park, having them engage as well. See, hey, like this, especially for anyone that was there for the renovation specifically, like this is your park,
Right.
What resources would you want to see in your park?
Right.
And we can have this be a cross collaboration between our departments and the Parks and Recreations Department.
Right.
Yes. And I think I previously mentioned one of the other works that we are Theory 9, and at least myself in my personal capacity have considered was how we do resume, like writing with youth, but they can also understand like, hey, here's how a resume should work. Here's like the engagement that you do with all these different things help support. But looking at the macro, what for this next upcoming year, what are the things that we want to tackle? That way, when it comes September, we have our new committee member will hit the ground running. Goal counting and things that we all know, yes, we should tackle this.
I definitely think we should do the resume writing, interviewing skills, whatever that consists of. At least one event. It would be nice if we can do one a semester, like one in the fall and one in the spring. But actually not even spring, like late winter, like February, so that people can be applying for summer jobs. A lot of applications are due in February and March.
Yeah, I don't think that timing works out very well. Also, because typically, as we remember, it's like January, February are the 2 months when we do have to historically be off because of holidays.
Right.
So, but that might be a good time to be like, hey, like January, we will do like the resume edits with youth at a specific location, just in time for SYP.
Right. That sounds great.
Nicole, what do you believe that we should be focusing on for this upcoming year?
So the last couple of things you said, I heard in bits and pieces. I heard about like resume writing and being prepared for when summer youth employment application comes out and things like that. But I didn't hear like the last maybe 2 to 3 sentences.
Okay, thank you for that. yeah, just talking around, as Karen mentioned, it's like, what are the possibilities of doing this one in the fall and one in the late winter, especially as we know that SYP and other programs will have their applications around that second time. So that's that part, and then I was just asking, what do you believe we should be focusing on this upcoming year?
I actually like the idea of having a workshop for the youth to learn about resume writing and interview skills. Um, I think quarterly will probably keep them more engaged as opposed to twice a year.
Okay. So, yeah, if we did quarterly, then we would have to, yeah,
Yeah, because we only exist, yeah,
we only exist in 3 quarters.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Right.
That's right.
Technically, we're in 4 quarters, but because our first meeting is in Q3,
Right.
but that is the first meeting.
Right.
So yeah, so but doing one in Q1 or sorry,
It's in
Q4,
right.
which would be the October, November, December. Q1, which would be January, February, March, would give folks, if we do that in January, late January, early February, will give folks time to prepare and get ready for SYP. And then this last chunk from April, May, June, depending on like when interviews start for SYP, the end of Q2, or Q1, the beginning of Q2 will be very useful for those as well.
Are we only focusing on SYP or some youth? Okay.
Any program, but like timing wise.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was just the one for timing wise, like the Q4 one is like not really SYP at all. And given that we know that our folks, if we have been pushing for SYP, it is useful to be like, hey, resume writing will help you prepare for SYP and for other future programming, because we know KTC has other internships, RNH has other internships, Wave Hill has like ACEs and other internships as well. So we do understand that outside of SYP, our organizations do have their experiences for youth throughout the year. So like, how do we proceed and help youth along the way? Yeah, so quarterly might be good to just partner up with an organization, like do like one of these sets of workshops, meets, figure and use our other time understanding and preparing for subsequent meetings and any new announcements that are going on throughout the year.
Okay.
Yeah, Nicole, any other thoughts?
I think right now what we have is pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, so the two big things. One, looking at these summer events with We Are Doing 9 and just more of that like outreach in fields and get that recognition, and also able to use these brochures and flyers and resource guides, and then focusing on how we make sure we can have versions of professional development training as well, so that way when folks come back from the summer, and especially as folks come back from summer, it's like, hey, I did X, Y, and Z. How can I put that into a resume?
Right.
As well. If it's like you you went, you had a job, you went, you did YP, you did some other programming, making sure we're able to integrate those as well. Okay, yeah, but that is a good start to this planning.
And also, we should be continuing to build our resource guide.
Yes.
That should be ongoing. We're going to learn more resources or remember more stuff that we, had forgotten about, and so.
Yeah. If there's nothing else that people want to add to this temporary list for now, thank you ever so much for joining. And hope you have
I think we're good.
Yeah, hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.
Okay, Nicole. See you soon.